Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, which I never use. But today I'm gonna play some Bayonetta 3 and talk about what I think are the best weapons. So let's go to training mode. I'm just gonna talk about Bayonetta because John's just a deviation and Viola I'm not good at all. Um, so Bayonetta is probably the best choice. So I'll have it on no enemy just so I can, um, I'll make sure I have a climax earring so I don't have to worry about energy. Um, so as for weapons, I usually keep it to these two, Color My World and Alruna. Um, Color My World is just, I'd say it's very smooth, combos are very easy to pull off. It's just very fast, and you can react quickly with it. Um, I'd say when it comes to the demon with it, Madama's nothing spectacular, but I'd say it's the best in my opinion. Um, it's just very fast, and I mean you've been using the same or similar pistols for 2 games now. You're gonna have a lot more experience using that weapon. Um, as for others, G Pillar. G Pillar is pretty good, um, especially if you use like faster moves like the Afterburner, or the gun itself isn't bad either. It does a lot of damage. I don't like it as much, just because I feel like you take ages to pull off a single combo, and you don't really get it done, and you either miss the dodge offset to continue your combo, um, and you just never get off of the cool moves with it. Granted, I'm speaking from experience, so I'm gonna say I'm not exactly the best with anything other than the ones I use the most, of course. Um, I like the yo-yos, but the problem with the yo-yos is you have to be at like a critical distance for them. So look, if I'm like too close, it's like, you see all the spinning, I'm not doing the spinning damage. I mean, it makes sense, it's a yo-yo. But if I'm at the right distance, if I hit, see, I get all that extra damage. And it does a lot of damage. It's solid. And I love the spin, top attack. It's very fun to use. I just feel like you're not getting a lot of that damage. You have to like space yourself correctly, which other weapons don't really have to deal with. Sorry, I'm saying a lot. I don't have a script for this shit. Um, like I said, the saw I like a lot. Similar to Gamora's weapon. It's a bit slow, but the chainsaw like damage is crazy. The combos are also like G Pillar, a little bit difficult to pull off, in my opinion. And I don't like it doesn't having like a forward afterburner attack. I guess it has like, yeah, that's the same thing. Not my favorite, although it's very fun to use. Not a big fan of the microphone either, sadly. I think X is defense. Yeah. So it gives you defense and attacking buffs, which is nice to have. Granted, they go away pretty quickly. It's fun to use. I like the infinite attack is very fun. Although I don't think the damage is too spectacular. It has like probably the biggest AoE. I guess that's most of my thoughts on it. I'm not going to go super in-depth, because I don't really use this weapon either too often. It doesn't have too many unique characteristics other than the defense and attack buff. As for Simoon, I like a lot, and it might be one of my favorites as well. It's very similar, I'd say, like, um, it's similar to Color My World, kind of, just in like the speed of the attacks. But of course you get a lot of, I think this attack, oops, this attack less on the ground and similar. It's aerial focused, you get all these cool spin attacks. It has a nice satisfying combo feel to it. The gunshots aren't anything to write home about. But I like them a lot. They're not my favorite, but they're definitely probably maybe like 5th or something. Crueltea is really solid. Just being able to like beam things like that is very fun to pull off. The gun, like the freeze effect is alright. It doesn't last long, of course. Can't imagine it should. It also has a kind of, actually no, I think, so it'll hit like the same, it has a set range. I think if I go too far away, like, it won't hit, or even further. Yeah, so like that range, but anything between that, you're hitting your attacks, which is nice. It's fun to use. I think my favorite is the 1, 2, 3. That's very satisfying to pull off. It's a good one. It's a good one. You get that one for beating the game. Of course, these are all chapter unlocks. So are these two. This is an extra, and so are these. Rodon, I will admit, I did not get normally, but it's a fun weapon when you get there. Tartarus is fun, because you just get a Gatling gun that does a shit ton of damage. Yeah. It's, I'd say, the most unique weapon, maybe. They have these weird little short-range charged attacks. Instead of the downward heel kick, you get like a weird teleport. I like using, the masquerade attacks are my favorite in this. You get this really good upward spin attack to continue combos. And so we'll get to demons later, but Armored Clock Tower is probably my favorite. It's definitely a solid choice. As for Abracadabra, this is maybe my least used weapon, at least like the story. I know it's like good. It has a lot of solid distance, which isn't my favorite, as I said before. A lot of solid distance options, so you can just do combos like at this range. You can throw stuff out if you charge it. I threw a police car out earlier. There we go. You can become the Bat Swarm. It's very fun, and if you have the alternate outfit, it looks very nice. As for Alruna, maybe my second favorite. Not just because of the Bayonetta returning weapon, but it's just very solid. The spin attack on it is very nice. You got a lot of these cool like masquerade inputs, like this forward one, the spinny one, the circle. It's good for AoE, it has solid damage, you can, you know, take things up with it. So, oh. Of course not everything you can pick up, but it's very fun. Oh. And Cassiopeia, probably actually less experience with this weapon compared to Abracadabra. I do like the masquerade attacks with this one a lot. there's the... It's one of the... As you can tell, I don't have much experience with this weapon. It's definitely also another very unique weapon. Wasn't expecting an anchor weapon in Bayonetta 3, but very happy. Oh, can't switch because I'm mid-roll. And then of course Rodon. Only thing I don't like is it doesn't have the forward heal attack. Well, this is solid anyways. Of course, Rodon as a demon is spectacular. The attacks are very fast. You get very nice spinning attacks. Solid damage. Like that just instantly killed him. Jesus, the damage is solid, very solid. Don't like the arrows as much as I thought I would. But it's a very fun weapon to use, and it's cool seeing all the the demon and angel weapons from 1 and 2 come back. Of course, Rodon is. I think it's the up down. Yeah, that's good. So that basically covers the weapons. Of course, Scarborough, Love is Blue. Good. I think this one has a way to do 2 demon winks in it, but of course we have experience with these weapons. They're slightly different, but they're fun to use regardless. My personal favorite is probably Love is Blue, just because I'm more used to that one. And for demons, I might not go through all of them manually. But Madame Butterfly is average, very average in my opinion. Gamora's fun to put on just for like the big attacks. So I think if I put the big enemy up, I might be able to put him up and do the big beam attack is really fun to use. Let's see if I got the input right, yeah. Let's see how much damage this does. Put it into, yep. You've been naughty. So high damage, very slow, of course. But I mean, you get cool laser attacks. I mean, how can you complain with Gamora? Of course, Gamora's not exactly the most popular one story-wise. Let's see, in order. Phantasmarine, the sticky web is very useful on big enemies. Damage is average, movement's nice. It's a pretty solid demon overall. War Train Go On is very, very good. Let's see how much I can. Yeah, if we put on the big guy. So of course you slow time when you use it, which is spectacular to start off. But if I get the anger level really high first. Let's get the big guy in here. See how fast I can melt his health with this. Granted, the combo on this attack is not good, so I would not recommend it if you're trying to go for like actual pure platinum. But you can set up a shit ton of damage. Yeah, just obliterate. That's clear as like an entire boss health bar. Sorry if my talking sounds a little spaced, because I can hear my voice in the record right now, and it's probably something I can turn off, but I don't know how. Okay, so let's get this guy out of here. Oh, can't switch right now. Okay. Ball, of course. The Poison Rain, which I don't even have to show off probably. Yeah, melts like 2 boss health bars, although it does take a little bit to charge. Malphus doesn't have anything spectacularly interesting going on. Bit much. I think there's a is it the spin that does the tornado. Yeah. So that can be some nice AoE, but other than that, it's pretty generic demon. Similar situation with oh, with things I can't switch. With Mict Mictlanteculti, if I'm saying that anywhere near correctly. Um, it's just a bat this time. Although you have some cool laser attacks, very fast. I think it's it's this one. This one does some nice damage, but it's just it has some unique stuff. I'll give it that. Of course, you can see invisible enemies whenever that annoying tower comes up. I do like the laser attacks. I think what's the spin one? Yeah, that can do solid damage. Definitely an upgrade to Malphus, but thing is, you can only choose 3 demons, so you have to be a little bit selective. Labalus also doesn't have. Oh, I skipped entirely my favorite. Okay, so this is probably my favorite demon, easily. Just because, like, who doesn't love tower defense games? So you have the guns. You have this, which you can set up to do like arrow rain on something, and lots of damage. I don't like using the guns by themselves. They don't do much. It's like a pea shooter, but it's cool to watch, I guess. Of course, there's just the AoE bombs. I think the punch, yeah, you get your little punch attacks in. I think there's different inputs. You can suck things in. You can do a spin. That you can also do just by punch and summon demon, which is really good made combo. Well, of course, if you're struggling, you get free witch time for like a good amount of time too. Like you threw that on a boss, it's an extra combo in there, some nice damage. And the icing on the cake, you get to summon the mech. And you don't take damage, all your damage is converted to magic lost. You get all the nice combos from Bayonetta, the solid guns, the kick. It's very fun to use. You feel very powerful in this. And also for those tower enemies that have a barrier, this is very useful against them. Alright. Nerding out on Umbran Clock Tower. Let's switch. Labalus. It's pretty. I like how it's just like a mech. It's very fun to use.
Unleash it.
Nothing to write home about with this demon. I'd say other than the ice breath. I wonder if there's any alternate versions to it. Yeah, like that. Yes, there's that. Okay. It's definitely cool to see him coming back from 2. That's for sure. It's a nice one to throw on the side for the ice breath to get some little extra hits in, stop an enemy from being annoying as hell. And then Alruna, I think it's Alruna, right? It's Alrune. Okay, close enough. So I believe she has a life suck breath with that. It does not heal you like anything though. Nice AoE, very fast. You can see how fast she walks if she lets me. Yeah, like this. Kind of scary actually. And the tail is a nice combo. She's very fun to use. Also nice to see her coming back from 2. It's nice to see her in general. And then there's Kraken, who I haven't used a ton, but I've heard great things about. And I use them sometimes. I did use them against Rodon. So you get some nice AoE. You got the nice eat attack, which can just wipe things. Let's see, what is this? Oh, I already did that. Okay, hurt. But Kraken's alright. Doesn't usually fit my demon team, but I wouldn't be against it if I had to. And then of course, Rodon. Very solid. Very solid.
Do it.
You got the nice charge attacks. I would do the Raging Demon, but I've totally
it.
forgot the input. Oh, there's the input. It's that easy. So that just does an entire health bar of boss. But it kills him. Doesn't really matter too much. You get
Unleash
your
it.
nice AoEs. My favorite to spam is if you summon in midair, you get the drop down,
Now's your chance.
and then I think it's up, down, up, punch. Yeah,
Now's your
or
chance.
kick. And then that does a lot of damage and basically covers the screen. I think that covers everything. Yeah, I guess we could see more go on. He's just very good. I think if you just press A, yeah, you just freeze things with him. So he's just very, very, a lot of utility on him. I think that covers everything. This is the first video I've done in like ages. I just felt like I should make one because it's a fun game. It's very good. Um, I haven't seen too many videos talking about like I don't think I'd make a tier list,
If
but
I'm
this
going
is
to
just some
waste
solid
time,
choices.
I'd
If I were to
rather
do
do
like
it in an
my generic loadout, I always have color my world in first. Accessories, ignore climax. Of course, lowers your score. I usually have Hymn of Durga, just for the extra damage on like the winking slaves, and then not usually Rage Wolf. If I had the Witch Time earring, I would use that. I still have not gotten it because I'm bad at finding the Tears of Blood. But if you have that, use that. If not, you can do Rage Wolf for some nice extra damage, or have Eternal Testimony, which is it's just free extra recharge if you use all your magic gauge. Um, I would probably do second for my choice. Sometimes it's Simoon, Kuraltea, or Alruna. But as soon as I unlocked Alruna recently, it's been Alruna nonstop. And as for demons, I usually have Gamora left, Umbra Clock Tower top, and Go on right, but Go on sometimes I swap out for Rodon. So it just depends. Go on is more utility, but Rodon's just like pure damage, which is nice to have. So is
nice
Gamora,
hot
but you know,
bath.
in different terms. And that's everything. It's been an honor, and I, maybe I'll see you next time. Haven't uploaded something in 2 years. It's been real.